is loud. He makes loud noises, and he likes loud things. And I say all that with the utmost of affection. If you can't tell already, I think the world of this guy. And I've spent 3 years laughing with him, laughing at him, sharing memories and having thoughtful conversation and utter frustration, and I wouldn't trade a single bit of it. So please welcome Skyler Davis.
I'm scared. My name is Skyler, and I decided to do a history project on motorcycles. When I was about 3 or 4, I used to watch this movie called Steel Boots, like over and over and over. And Jeremy McGrath, I don't know if you know who he is, but he's in this movie. And in this movie he says, "I'm gonna ride until I can't ride anymore." And I thought that was amazing. And I thought I would live my life like that, and so far I have. There are many different types of motorcycles. There's trail bikes, which is more for riding up in mountains and trails and all that kind of jazz. This is a stunt bike. This is actually Jeremy McGrath here. And that is too.
Slow down there, cowboy.
Okay. And I'm really scared, by the way. And this is Travis Pastrana. He was the first person to ever do a backflip on a motorcycle. And this is frame by frame. And this is called a trials bike, which is more for rock climbing. And there's people that can get up on a rock and jump to a different rock with like no speed. And it's crazy. And this is called a Harley Davidson Sportster, a street bike. This particular one is actually from my favorite show called Sons of Anarchy. And you can buy that actual one right there. And it's a street bike, not like off-road. And this is a Kawasaki Ninja, which is just a different model of street bike. And for my project, I needed to do an engine rebuild for my Honda XR100R and to stop it from smoking, but as you saw, it didn't really work. Next, this is a picture, even though it's right there. I don't know what to say. Slide. What needed to be repaired, I needed to replace the piston rings and complete a top-end rebuild. And this is the 4 strokes of a 4-stroke engine. There's intake, compression, power, and exhaust. This is the engine removed from the frame. And this is the camshaft, timing chain, intake, and exhaust valves. Laser pointer, I don't know if you can all see it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
This is the camshaft right here. Let's shake this off. This is the camshaft right here, and this is the timing chain, and intake and exhaust valves. That is the camshaft with timing sprocket. Timing sprocket and camshaft. Next slide. And this is wire connected to timing chain to pull through the cylinder. And this is, I got it. This is the cylinder head removed, taken off. Right here, taken off. And and this is a disassembled engine. We needed to rebuild the top end of the engine, which is made up of the engine case, the cylinder, the piston, the cylinder head, the camshaft, and the rocker arm assembly. This is the cylinder before honing, and it's shiny, as you can see here. And you don't want it shiny, it's bad. And the reason that it smoked so bad was the shine is from an oil glaze, which is oil bypassing the piston rings and burning in the combustion chamber. this is called honing the cylinder, and it's called a ball hone, and it goes in there, and it like doles it out, and the ball hone breaks through the glaze and makes tiny scratches that we call the crosshatch pattern. And this is a new gasket set for the cylinder base and cylinder head. Green is base and black head. And this is piston with new base gasket. And this is the pistons. The piston installed on connecting rod, and these right here, these are the piston rings. And right here, this is the circlip, which holds in the wrist pin that's inside of it. And this is a piston ring compressing tool that it squeezes around the piston. It squeezes the piston ring so you can push it into the cylinder. And it didn't work. That one was too small, so I came up with the idea to use a hose clamp, and it worked perfect. As you can see here, the piston and cylinder board. This is the piston inside the cylinder after using the hose clamp. Next slide. This is installing cylinder and piston to connect. Next slide. And this is the engine with cylinder head installed. Next slide, please. And this is the top side of the cylinder head. Right there. Next slide. And that is the top view of the rocker. And this is the rocker arm cover. Next slide, please. And this is installing engine into frame. And this is attaching engine to frame. And this is the carburetor. The carburetor automates the fuel into the air so that when the fuel enters the engine, it will fire more evenly in the combustion chamber. And this is connecting the carburetor. This is the metering slide. I actually have parts here. I have the carburetor, the piston, and a cylinder that you guys can look at when I'm done. And the metering slide, this part right here, it measures the air that goes in, and this part measures the parts of the gas. Okay. And then that measures the air, and either way it does. But the lower it goes into the carburetor, it lets fewer amount of air and gas in, so that'll idle. And then when you pull back the throttle, it lets more air, which lets more gas in, that revs the engine and makes it go faster. And this is installing the slide into the carburetor. And this is engine attached to frame. And this is installing the back tire. This is installing the brake hub. And this is another machine. And there are many great places to ride everywhere. This is Clevis Sand Dunes in Southern California. These are, the lights are like, it's like lights coming down, like of people's motorcycles just coming down. It's awesome. But it's sand dunes, and with sand dunes you need paddle tires. Without it, you'll get no traction and go nowhere. But once you get going, it feels like you're just gliding across the ground, and it's amazing. And this is Prairie City. This is one of my favorite places to ride, and also where Hangtown motocross races are. And it's $5 a day for your trailer, and then you can ride all day. It doesn't matter how many people you bring. Your bikes just have to be registered, and it's in Folsom. Next one. And this is Sand Mountain, another great place to ride. This is close to where my grandmother lives in Minden, Nevada. She's back there. 2007. That's me on my first quad, and the helmet is that helmet right there that I've had forever, and I need a new one. Next slide, please. And White Observed Motorcycles, it's a great sport. It's very exciting, and you can ride with friends and family, and it keeps you in great physical shape because, well, it's hard to move around, especially when you're going fast, and when you're going and you hit like a rock, it's hard to keep it balanced, so you need to be in great physical shape, and that can help you stay in great physical shape. And to me, motorcycles are a beautiful thing. And most Americans love their motorcycles too. And motorcycles are a part of our culture. There's American choppers, if you don't know what that is. They make custom choppers for people. It's a pretty cool show. And there's many different kinds of like motorcycle rallies. There's the Daytona 500. And this is my favorite show called Sons of Anarchy, which is based around a motorcycle club. My conclusion. So what are you waiting for? Get a bike and learn to ride, because you're going to love it.
How did you learn how to fix the engine?
My dad. Maddie.
How long have you been riding motorcycles?
Since I can remember. Since 5.
How did you get interested in starting to ride motorcycles?
My dad grew up with them, and we always had them around, and that was kind of how I got interested.
Have you ever crashed?
Yes, actually, a couple weeks ago, I fell off my three-wheeler and hurt my tailbone.
Which part of the process was the most challenging when you were fixing it?
Probably getting the piston into the cylinder because we were just trying to find a way to get it in there because the piston ring compressing tool was too big, so it was just kind of difficult to find something.
Pat, 2 more.
This problem.
So, you're recommending getting a bike and learn to ride. What is your recommendation for a beginner rider?
For a beginner rider, I would probably recommend a smaller motorcycle. There's one that's a little bit smaller. It's called a XR, or no, not XR, it's XR80R or something like that. Or 50, that's the smallest it goes. Or an electric one. That one has no speed. Molly? Oh, this is the an extra carburetor that I'll have that you can look at it, and this is the metering slide in here. It goes in, and below it goes. And I just got a new cylinder. This was one. I got the original back. The guy I got it from, he got a bigger one and a bigger piston.